Women can absolutely learn so much from men. I learned a lot from this one Tinder date. I wrote about it for Glamour too. Like, this hookup was life-changing. So there's no paywall behind this. If you want to read it, just Google Glamour, Melanie Hamlet, and this will come up. Now, I don't want to be like a man, but we absolutely could learn a lot from men. And we know they can learn a lot from us, but they don't want to because they don't even see us as humans usually. Anyway, so I was hooking up with this dude, and this is right after I'd moved to France, and he's like this Belgian dude, so he's only in town for like a night. Perfect. We had like gone out, we had lots of good conversation. He was really cool, and he liked to, eat my, so, all the things, right? So we're laying there, and he's like caressing me, and he's like, finally, he was like, by the way, I hope it's okay, but I'm probably not going to stay overnight. My train is super early in the morning. I never sleep well, like when I share a bed with someone, especially when I'm like in a new place. And, my hotel is like right by the train station, so it just doesn't really make sense. I hope that's okay. Now, of course, my first reaction, because of internalized misogyny and the way patriarchy has conditioned me so well, was like, oh no, he thinks I'm ugly or he thinks I'm bad or blah, right? I made it all about myself and what was wrong with me and how I'm damaged. And then I caught myself, I was like, wait a second, Melanie, what's this really about? Because his whole, all of his reasoning makes sense. Why would he stay here? Then I realized I'm jealous. I'm jealous that this man is asking for what he needs when I never have. Not when it came to sleep. Now, at this point in time, I had hooked up with dozens of men. I was in the middle of my tender bender. And even though I had become this person that was like, I'm going to get what I want, what I need, and center my pleasure. When it came to sleep, I didn't ask for what I needed. And they're farting on me, and I swear, every man has sleep apnea. I'm convinced 95% of them do. Snoring, I never slept well. Elbows and knees, and it's also a super intimate thing to do. Cishet men will probably never understand this, but to sleep in a bed with a man, that means you're unconscious. He could do anything to you while you're sleeping. And we know that lots of husbands are still graping their wives and not even don't even care that that's what that is, right? So if a husband will do it to a wife in her sleep, then what? I don't even know this dude. I literally met him. And the only reason that it's illegal is because of Lorena Bobbitt, though we made fun of her relentlessly. I mean, I wrote about this 2 years before that last story, where they're still joking about it on TV about how, my husband, sleeps with me while I'm asleep and it's fine. So to have a stranger sleep in your bed is way more intimate and dangerous than screwing a guy, to have him in my bed versus inside of me. Because at least when he's inside of me, I'm hypervigilant and watching you. And yet, I never told any of those men to leave. I just let them stay. Plenty of men had left me, hook up, boom, bye. But I'd never done that when they had stayed over. I'd never asked them to leave. And that's when I realized, man, I'm still centering them. I'm centering them. I've lost so many nights of sleep, letting some bozo sleep in my bed that I just wanted gone. Because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. And see, this is where we can really learn from men. Especially really evolved men, although those are few and far between. Because the way this guy handled it, to me, is the perfect combination of the way, women are conditioned and then, men are conditioned. Men are taught to think, what do I want? What do I need? How do I get it? Screw everyone else. And that's why we are in this mess. Individualism, capitalism, patriarchy, white supremacy, all that stuff is all about men being individuals and dead inside. And then women being super, codependent and being all about taking care of everyone else so that these men can be dead inside individuals. And when you're super fixated on what everyone needs, especially men, you don't know yourself. You don't know what you need, and you certainly don't feel entitled to ask for it, right? And so we are super thoughtful. I'm making a lot of generalizations, by the way, okay? So please don't be like, no, I know this one woman, bleh. But we're too thoughtful, too obsessed with everyone else's comfort, and we lose ourselves. And then we're feel victimized by all this stuff, and we're resentful, and and then we're just mad. And then can be real bitches. And it's because we're jealous. We're jealous that men just don't even consider us. But we would never do that for them. So what if these two extremes, right, of codependent stuff and hyper individualism, what if they met in the middle? Because this man got his needs met, but he did it in a very thoughtful way. He knew that my feelings might be hurt, so he made sure that he explained his reasoning behind it just in case. Because in that scenario, we had just, had brown chicken, brown cow. And he's talking about leaving, right? And he didn't leave right away. We talked and caressed and hung out for a little bit longer. But that's when I was like, I want to be just like that man, at least in this way. I want to be focused all the time. What do I need? What do I want? What do I say? And at the same time, be aware of my impact on other people.